since I'm a one-man operation, I'm not bringing two workers to the table. It's just me in the truck, so I don't charge as much as these other companies, because these other companies are bringing two employees, uniformed employees, and much more expensive equipment, and they, of course, they're paying a much more overhead for their offices and their facilities, where I don't have to do that. Everything, I just have my truck at home, and I don't have employees, and I don't have any of that overhead. I bought an old truck; it's paid for. I'm not paying payments on it, so I can understand why those guys are charging as much as they are. And so I look at that, and I look at the market value, and I look at, giving people a good price, building up customer clientele, repeat customers, and giving them a good deal, making it worth my time and their time, win-win situation, but not charging over the top, because I don't have to. I mean, I'm free of all those high overhead costs, so that I can give them a good price. I know that those guys they're not going to like that, the other companies, but I'm sure they understand that that's the way it works. The more overhead, the more costs, the higher the cost of your services is going to be. So by keeping your overhead extremely low, like me, you can offer your services for a fairly good price, discounted price. So that's the way it works. Let's see. Let this guy go. Is he going that way? Oh, he's going that way. So that's good. I mean, and if I was a customer, like if I was calling around to find someone to haul some stuff for me, that's probably what I would look for. I would look for an independent person that's, working low overhead on their own, so I can get that better price. If you call like these bigger companies, there's dollies at the back smashing into the truck. We don't have 1-800-JUNK out here. We have College Chunks, and what's the other one? I'm trying to think of ones that are like franchise. College Chunks, I think, is a franchise. I'm pretty sure they're here. I've never seen a 1-800-JUNK here, but I have seen not starving students, sorry. One man or two men in a truck, and the two men in the truck are, I don't know if they're I think they're a franchise. So they, I'll have to look at that. I'll look that up. They have a junk. They offer junk removal too, as well as moving. So they're here too. And then there's a bunch of independent guys that are like, they probably have some that have employees, but they're not operating the franchise. That's where it gets costly, because I actually looked into a franchise years ago. And I had a franchise. I think it was it was two men in a truck. Yeah, they actually contacted me. They were looking for a franchise owner, or someone to open a franchise in the area that I was in at the time, because they do the demographics in it, and the demographics were really good there. It was a growing area, and they didn't have a two-man truck there, so they did the demographics and figured out they needed someone there to do that. I think they finally got someone there. I looked and it was really expensive, and they wanted man, that dump was sludgy. My feet are just sludged out. I have to take these shoes off before I go in the house. But they hold on, I get my glasses on. You had to get a certain amount. You had to have a certain amount of trucks. I remember that. I'm just trying to think back. It was a long time ago. You had to have a certain amount of trucks, and of course they had to be really nice trucks, newer. You can just buy old beaters. You have a certain amount of employees, and you had to have an office manager. I think an office manager. You had to have an office and you know, like an industrial location for the trucks and all that. So the overhead was going to be huge, and then so you're committed. You're going to have to be working just for all that overhead, and it's just going to. It was something that I was like, oh, that's first of all, it's a lot. There was a big investment, and then I realized it was just going to be, you know, you're going to be caught up in this system that you have to abide by their rules. And I mean, they have their systems that you have to go and study and learn, and then. And you have, of course, they're going to keep an eye on you because they want their franchises to look just like every other franchise, operate the same way in a uniform manner. So I'm more of an independent person. I like to do things the way I want to do them, and I definitely did not want to be hooked into something that was going to be requiring that much energy just to pay for overhead and all that. I figure, why not just start something that I don't need the overhead, that I don't need employees in the moment, you know, when I first start out, because you're building it. And of course, you build it to a certain place where you're getting so many customers and you're getting a lot of calls, and you can get the best jobs. And you can afford to hire somebody or subcontract or whatever, then that makes sense. So I wanted to start out like that and just build and that way. Then you know, jumping into a franchise, and you know, you're instantaneously going to be making a lot of money, but a lot of that money is going to go into your overhead, and then you're going to be working all the time. You're not gonna have any free time at all. You're gonna be working just to keep that system going. You can't slack on that system. If something happens and you want to take some time off, you're probably gonna be stuck doing that, or having to pay people a lot of money to manage those systems. So it didn't seem like it was a good fit for me. Plus, then you're stuck with, if you're creating a business and you're creating something out of a creative aspect, like I like to just create things from my ideas, that you're not really creating that business has already been created for you. You're just taking that system which works and just running that system. So I don't know how much flexibility you have in a franchise like that. It's probably not a lot. So I just kind of decided to pass on that deal. Anyway, that's I'm here. I don't know what's flicking that light on. I'm having a hard time with these. I need to replace some of these knobs. They're kind of, I don't know, old truck. Anyways, Daryl, 10-foot truck, Good Attitude Services signing out. Have a great day. Enjoy the weather today if it's nice. And have a prosperous week. Sign out.